Building a sense of safety and community for parent consumers is exceptionally important. A lot of the research that CP Achieve conducts is around quite sensitive topics to do with mental and psychosocial health. So that kind of sensitive, safe environment is critical. Otherwise, parents will not be involved in that research, or they will come to a focus group and not feel that it's a safe environment to contribute.
We have to approach consumers, whether in individual settings, in projects, or whether in group settings like advisory groups, with a sense of the trauma-informed principles. Because essentially what we're doing is we're asking them to recall back on their life, and that's not easy for everyone. And so to be trauma-informed is to have that sensitivity that's needed to have those conversations in a safe space where we're not bringing up stories or experiences that they would want to forget. In order to safeguard them from that, I think it's really important to have check-ins with our consumers and to also allow them to use different modes when they want to speak about topics that might be too sensitive for them, like turn off their camera, and just speak via the microphone, or be able to check in with a mentor or a consumer coordinator after the meeting to receive resources if they need them.
One of the key approaches to creating a safe space for parents in research is really being sensitive and very respectful that parents will come and go in terms of their involvement in research at different points in their lives. And it's always respecting the fact that when you are working with parents of children and young people with complex needs, complex disability, and often complex medical needs that go alongside that disability, that they've got a lot going on in their lives, and there will be times that they can become involved, and there will be times that they have to just take a break. The other, I think, critical consideration is that every one of our parent comes with a trauma history, a history of having a child with disability. We have parents on the group that have experienced bereavement. So in working with parents, I think acknowledging the sadness and the grief and the trauma that can come with having a child with a young person with cerebral palsy is really important.
The community aspect that CP Achieve was able to bring to our consumers outside of the research space itself was a feeling of belonging and home. And I think that really was a huge motivator for our consumers to stay during the course of the 5-year program, because they really felt heard, supported, valued as equal partners, and it really empowered them. In CP Achieve, we created profiles of each and every consumer partner that came in. These profiles are actually given to researchers ahead of them meeting with consumers, and so we've seen that there are deeper bonds being able to be formed, and it takes away the scary element of meeting someone new. I think open communication and building trust are the two cornerstones of the steps, because open communication allows the researchers to set the tone, set the scene for the advisory teams, and tell them that they're able to share anything without judgment or fear, even if that goes against the views of the researcher, of the research team. And I think to be able to do that while also picking up on subtle cues, like if somebody turns off their camera or if somebody's feeling uncomfortable, it's really good to check in on them as well afterwards. Natural ways of conversation mean that things can come up that trigger consumers, and we need to be aware of that.